Alright, well, good morning. It is December 26, 2021, and it's going to be about close to 80 degrees today, so I figured, well, I haven't taken the boat out in a long time because I've been working so much on the hot rod. So we'll just take this out today, buzz it around, and make sure everything's happy. This is my, I think it's a 2020 Express XP200 Catfish, with most of the options, including the ridiculous rod holder, or my Superbird wing. It's a good boat. I really do enjoy it. Haven't used it enough this year because of, things. But the last few times we took it out, I did notice that my Minn Kota Riptide Ulterra, which is an automatic deploying trolling motor, that it was really bouncy when it was deploying, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I figured, all right, well, today we'll take it apart and see what we have. So it's not hard. Really, you've got a couple of little screws in each side, and then nothing but like, it goes about like that, and then you pull the two little screws off, the Phillips heads. Stainless, are kind of nice. And then you can expose the mechanism. And here's your drive motor, which levers it up and pulls it back. Everything looks good there. I had some crap in here. I vacuumed it out. Nothing major. But I come around to this side, same thing. Two Phillips head screws. This piece comes off. I noticed that this damper had come undone. And it didn't break. It actually unscrewed. So, I think that's my problem. Feels pretty good. And I really think that's the reason it's been bouncing, is because this is not controlling it. It's lost damping. So it only has spring now. So it looks like these are just held on with little E-clips. So I think what I'm going to do is pop these E-clips off, pull this off. It's a very, very shallow thread. Maybe only 2 or 3 threads to actually go in there. It doesn't look stripped. So I'm going to get some Loctite and try to put that back together. But yeah, so if you've got one of these self-deploying things and it bounces, this is probably your issue. Yeah, strange. But anyway, I'm going to be back in a minute, and we will try to pop these off. Okay, let's see if we can get these things off without shooting them across the yard. There's one. Yep, that's all it is. And then two. So if you ever have to replace it, there's the part number. 2208801. 71724, whatever that means. 10 kilogram. Okay, so let's see if that fits in there. It sure does. Not much to it, but there is no way to grab onto that thing to tighten it up. So yeah, I'm gonna go get a little bit of Loctite, put a little dab of Loctite on that thing, and snug it up with a pair of pliers, I guess, because there's no hex or nothing on it. So, all right, back in a minute. All right, so we got our little bit of blue Loctite. That should be plenty. Hopefully. Yeah. There. That should do it. Now now we can compress this back. Get her put on. Come here. And reattach. Maybe. The clips. And I bet that fixes my bounce. So, yeah, that's pretty darn interesting, because I was bummed out. I mean, it worked, but felt like it was beating on itself, and I think it really was, because it was hammering when it would just bounce till it got straight up, which can't be good for this little linear actuator over here. So that's kind of dry, so I think I'm gonna, although it does appear to be kind of a plasticky bushing they use, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of lubricant, clean that up a little bit, and put a little schmoo on it, and we're gonna call this good. So, well, there you go. If you've got a problem with your self-deploying trolling motor bouncing on the way out, pop this cover off. It's probably this little damper is falling off, just like mine did. Hopefully yours didn't strip. Mine didn't. Screwed right back in, got some Loctite on it, and we're gonna be good. So hopefully we have a good day on the water today. Might fish a little bit, but really this is just to run some fuel through it and make sure everything's still good. So anyway, hope you're all doing well. We'll probably see you, well, maybe in a few days. Still got my distributor and timing set up to do on the hot rod. Haven't heard anything about the darn transmission. Maybe one day, 7 months later and $11,000 they've had since June. One of these days it'll show up. Anyway, hope you're all having a good day. Talk to you all later. Take care.